today, right? I was actually up a few hours ago. I don't always wake up at 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I do wake up early sometimes. Um, so I was going to do a quick live. I came up with this idea and I'm surprised I didn't think of it before. I say to myself, I do all these food videos, I do all these comedy videos, I do all these music videos, but they're not really connected to anything. You understand what I'm trying to say? It's just like, in other words, the video it's like, for instance, if I just make a spaghetti and meatball video, it's just about spaghetti and meatballs. That's it. Right? I said to myself, it makes more sense if I connect it to something. So I was thinking, what's like meaningful to me? What's important to me? What do I want to connect it to? The Brooklyn song, right? That I don't know if you know this, but that's an original song I wrote. Okay, the Brooklyn song. If you never heard it before, I actually have a YouTube channel dedicated to it exclusively to just that one video, that one song. So if you go to YouTube and you search for the YouTube channel, it's called Richie Lavoy, Lev as in Victor Oi, the Brooklyn song viral video. You're gonna hear the Brooklyn song. Now the thing is, I started thinking to myself, why don't I start connecting videos to the Brooklyn song? So if I do a comedy video, something like from Goodfellas, whatever it is, I mean, connected to the Brooklyn song. I do spaghetti and meatballs, fettuccine alfredo, penny and vodka sauce, connected to the Brooklyn song. Now, I understand that this may be annoying to some of you, and that's why I actually made a video before. If you feel like, you've seen this material, if you feel like it's something you're not interested in seeing, I get it, I understand it, and no one is forcing you to watch it. No one, okay? So just ignore it and watch the videos that you have interest in. Okay, like I had this guy is a friend of mine, kind of became a ball breaker a little bit. But this guy Dave, the California Ape, he's the bodyguard for the celebrities. For all the he works in Hollywood, and he's like the bodyguard. He protects all of them. Now this guy originally was a good friend. He calls me up, "Hey, Rich, how you doing?" We had great conversations. He's a big Brooklyn guy. I think I don't know if he came from Brooklyn or if he just loves Brooklyn, but we always talk about Brooklyn. And I don't know, but then down the line, he just started becoming a little bit of a hater, breaking my balls. So I, I kind of took a little break from that guy because he became a little bit of a pest. But the thing is that, getting back to what I was saying, we were talking about Brooklyn. Brooklyn is a big interest of mine. You know what I mean? I love Brooklyn. I grew up in Brooklyn. 70s and the 80s was really the prime time for me. That's when I was the greatest, my greatest part of Brooklyn, my childhood. I was in Brooklyn my whole life, the 90s, the 2000s. Eventually, I moved to Jersey. I'm in the Jersey Shore now. But like they say, you could take the man out of Brooklyn, but you can't take Brooklyn out of the man. So even though I'm in the Jersey Shore, doesn't really make a difference. I'm a Brooklyn guy. So I just started thinking to myself, with all these videos I'm doing, food videos, comedy videos, music videos, they're not connected to anything. So I said, let me connect it to, like, for instance, I'll do something like whatever, you know, pasta and meatballs, delicious, Sunday dinner. And then next, I'll say, check out the Brooklyn song. It's in the description of the video. And like I said, for all of you, if you're watching this live stream and you never heard the Brooklyn song, I have a YouTube channel dedicated to it. It's called, just search on YouTube for this YouTube channel, Richie Lavoy. That's spelled Lev as in Victor Oi, the Brooklyn song viral video. And it's exclusive for just one video, the Brooklyn song. Once again, let me repeat that. Search for the YouTube channel on YouTube, Richie Lavoy, Lev as in Victor Oi, the Brooklyn song viral video. It's like a Billy Joel style. It's not, hip hop. It's not rap. It's kind of like a 70s, 80s vibe, classic rock vibe, Billy Joel vibe, like a New York State of Mind vibe. So with that said, that's the direction I'm going to be going now. I'm going to be, because I was thinking about it. You could kill kind of like, two things with one stone. You're going to get views, right? You're going to be promoting your comedy. You're going to be promoting the food videos. You're doing all of that, but you're at least connecting it to the Brooklyn song. You should change the channel name for starter. Why would I change the channel name? Look, Apefather, John Bitten. First of all, I don't really care. Just so that you understand, there was times I was thinking about changing it to the Food Father, but just so that you understand, Apefather is more than just AMC. Okay, there's so many things that Apefather represents. Apefather represents a crazy, wild, maniac guy who's half man, half gorilla. Okay, Apefather represents the king of the jungle, like how my wife puts my socks on, she puts my pants on. I mean, there it is. Look, see the Apefather. So Apefather, see, I think too many people associated Apefather in the sense of just AMC. That's it. But Apefather means so much more than just AMC. Apefather is a guy that likes to live life to the fullest. He likes to take people to their limits in terms of food challenges, comedy, entertainment. Wild and crazy guy. Okay. The song channel name. What's wrong? What are you're talking about? My other channel? But the other channel exactly has the point that I want. The point is I want people to know my name is Richie Lavoy. I want people to know the name of the song is the Brooklyn song, and I want it to be a viral video. So it's like, well, why would I change? Listen to me. The name of my other channel is Richie Lavoy, the Brooklyn song viral video. Why would I change it? You know what I mean? So now, if I only make it the Brooklyn song, what you're not understanding is nobody's going to know my name. You know what I mean? So people will know that, like, let's just say I called the channel the Brooklyn song. You understand? So people will start to, in time, people will start to recognize, they'll say, yeah, it's the Brooklyn song. But they're going to be like, who the F wrote this song? Who the F is promoting this song? Who's singing the song? Who's the F and piano player? Who's the songwriter? So that's why, John, I got to add Richie Lavoy. So Richie Lavoy, the Brooklyn song, and then what's the goal? The end goal is viral video. Exactly. So, like I said, at this point, it has 40,000. And I know what all the haters are going to say. They're going to be like, it's up for like 12 years or whatever. Look, can I tell you all something that you all don't understand because you're all very ignorant with this shit? It kind of aggravates me. You, every channel on YouTube, every channel, I'm talking about that has serious, serious views. I'm not talking about like me that has like 7.5 million views. I'm talking serious views. I'm talking 100 billion views, 200 billion views. They've been around for a long time. I mean, most of them. Look it up. Look up how long T Series. Look up Mr. Beast. They've been here for a long ass time. Okay, so my point is that, like, let's say a year from now. Now I know you're gonna say it's I already know you're gonna say it's delusional, it's unrealistic, you're crazy, you're nuts. But let's say a year from now, my channel is like 100 billion views. I already know what you're all gonna say. I already know John Benton right now spit his coffee up. Everyone's dying, laughing, cracking up. Okay, but let's just for like purposes of like fun and entertainment, just imaginary. Okay, let's just pretend and say a year from now, my Ape Father channel, let's just say, has 100 billion views or whatever the case may be. I would then be no different, you understand, than Mr. Beast or T Series or anyone else. Because if you look up all of these other channels, they've been around for 15 years plus. All of them. All of them. So then what would be the difference, right? Like what would be the difference if I had 100 billion views? Are you gonna still say that shit to me? Are you still gonna be like, yeah, but you started your channel 12 or 15 years ago? I'd be like, so did Mr. Beast. I would be like, so did T Series. Right? I'd be like, so did all the other channels. See, I 24 stock body says I'm crazy. You want to know what it is? Can I tell you something about me, 24 stockbound? I've lived my life in a way. Now, just hear me out. Can you have an open mind? I know he's not going to have an open mind, this guy, 24 stockbound. I lived my life in a way that is very unorthodox, and he's saying delusional. Okay, just listen to me for a second. Just listen to me. I've done things in my life that you could possibly there's no possibility of you ever doing. Okay, and I'll just give you a few things. When I was in my 20s, I had an office in the Empire State Building. Now, everyone told me just like you, like what you're saying right now. Everyone told me I was like at the time I was like 20, maybe 21 years old. And I was in New York's most prestigious, famous building. I had a gigantic, huge suite. Okay. And everyone, including my parents, including my family, including my friends, told me it was not possible. Said you can't, it's not gonna happen. I sat down in the offices of Helmsley Spear. I worked out a deal. I was a young kid. I had no credit, no nothing, no experience, no track record of success. And I gave them a down payment. I gave them a security deposit, and they gave me an office. I was on the 40th floor, 4005. Okay. So now I could go on and on and on. Okay. I understand that I didn't complete the project. I didn't complete it, but I almost was this close, inches and inches away, and I lived like a millionaire for about a good 2 years. I lived like a millionaire, where I almost built a casino hotel in the Caribbean, in the Virgin Islands. Okay, we had the option. I had the option on 110 acres of oceanfront beachland. I was hanging out and I was working and partnering with the largest developer in Miami. He was like the Donald Trump, okay, of Miami. And besides going out and partying on the American Express Black Card, I had my own suite at the Ritz Carlton. I had a swimming pool in my suite. Okay. I bought a big gigantic house in Jackson, New Jersey. I did all of this myself. I bought a big gigantic house that had a football field backyard, in-ground swimming pool. I was driving a brand new Mercedes E-Class. Okay. I had access to hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars in my bank. Now, a lot of people told me, like you, this was not possible. That's what they told me. Say, Richie, it's not possible. It's not gonna happen. But then my friend. It's so funny how I saw so many people change their opinions on me so quick when they saw the Mercedes, when they saw the house with the football field backyard, when they saw that I was basically going to get a 25% interest in a casino hotel. I was going to be a multimillionaire. I was hanging out the Hemingway family, Ernest Hemingway. They're very big developers in the Virgin Island. I was having cocktails. We were hanging out. I was a big shot. Now, what you don't understand is it's not like I came from the Trump family or I came from the Vanderbilt family or the Rockefeller family. Okay, I didn't, or the Johnson and Johnson family. I came from nothing. Okay, it was just me. My father was a fire dispatcher. You know what I mean? My mother worked as a bathroom attendant, a school attendant in a high school. I did all of this myself. Okay. So the thing I'm trying to make all of you understand, because you don't understand it, I convinced the Staten Island Yankees, the minor league to make me rent out the whole stadium. Now, granted, it didn't work out, but do you understand? I'm like a nothing, a nobody. I'm not Billy Joel. I'm not Elton John. They gave me the whole fucking stadium. They gave me an option to rent out the. Look, I admit to you, I haven't accomplished a lot yet in my life, but I've done things that nobody else has ever fucking done. I don't think you understand. I was on G3 corporate jets. I would drink it Dom Perignon. I had my own suite. I had a $50,000 marker at the Ritz Carlton in friggin' San Juan. I lived a life, listen to me, that none of you, and I really mean this, none of you have experienced. None of you. Okay? So stop judging me. Okay? Just stop telling me what I can do and what I you want to hear something? It was when my wife had when she first got diagnosed. I'll tell you this with stage 4 breast cancer. Her father will admit the truth. Her father will admit the truth. We were living in a very small apartment in Staten Island. Okay, we're living in a very small apartment. My mother was living with us. It was a nightmare. Okay, and I just said I remember telling her father was over our apartment where we were having like lunch and having some coffee, and I said to the father, I said I am gonna work my ass off. This is what I told him. I said my wife is my whole life. She's the love of my life, and he knew that we were struggling financially, and he didn't at the point didn't give a fuck. He's like, he's like, you're your own man, mother effer. So I told him, I said, listen to me, I am determined to become a success. Now, he was living in the next town. He was living in Ware Town. So I was looking at Barnegat. It was like the next town over. You know what I mean? I said, I'm going to work my ass off. I'm going to work in real estate. I'm going to kick ass. I'm going to make money. I'm going to buy a house within whatever it is, within a year. Okay? And you know what he said? You know what he said to me? Just like you, 24 stockbound. He said, it's never going to happen. So what are you talking? He looked at me right in my face. Never gonna happen. He goes, you're delusional. This is what he told me. He goes, you're living in a one. He said, Rich, let me remind you. You're living in a 1-bedroom apartment with your mother. He goes, and now you're telling me that you're gonna get this big, huge house in Jersey. It's not going to happen. Okay. The other day, he was at my house and we're staring at my $75,000 swimming pool, and my house is bigger than his house. Okay. The house that he owned in Ware Town, my house is more expensive and bigger than his house. Okay. And I remember and he was looking at my pool. And I say, Jim, remember that day? I just mentioned to him because I said, do you remember when you told me like none of this was going to happen? You told me I was a dreamer. He looked at me. He goes, he goes, you did it. You did it. He goes, I don't know how the fuck you did it. He told me, but you did it. Okay. So don't fucking tell me, okay, 24 stockbound that I'm delusional. Because when you see me, you mother effer, bigger than Mr. Beast, okay, I want to see your fucking face because your jaw's going to drop. Don't ever, ever underestimate the Apefather. I have done things in my life that you could possibly never do. Never, never do the things I've accomplished in my life. Never. I am self-made. It was St. Croix. It was St. Croix. It was St. Croix. We had 110 acre. It was 110 acres. It was zoned for a hotel casino. And you know what I find funny, Discord? I'll make you laugh. All of the haters, they bring up this letter that we got from the Securities and Exchange Commission. See, what happened was when I was doing all of this, I was young. So I was dealing with Florida's biggest developer. So he was telling me, try to get some more investors involved in the project. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I was a young kid. I was, okay, I was 30 years old, but I was still young. So I was calling up people that were big real estate developers. So I called up this Pittsburgh, real estate developer. I pitched the whole idea to them. I'm like, look, this thing is going to be huge. It's going to be amazing. You should get involved. He said, send me the prospectus. I sent him the prospectus. Now, what this friggin' Mamaluke asshole did, this Pittsburgh developer, is he called up the Securities and Exchange Commission. And he's like, I just got a phone call from this guy, Richie Lavoie. He sent me a prospectus on a casino hotel in St. Croix. He goes, is this all like on the level? Is this legitimate? Is he registered as a broker dealer? And the SEC looked me up, and the SEC said no. Richard Lavoie is not registered with us as a broker dealer. So what happened was, because of this Mamaluke in Pittsburgh, the SEC sent me and sent my partner in Florida a cease and desist order. It said, that's it. You're not, and it's not that, let me just explain to you. It's not that we did anything illegal or that it was a crime. It was a big, big misunderstanding. I had no idea. Look, it's not like there's trading courses in this effing shit. I didn't know that. Like, I had no idea that you had to be registered with the SEC. See, now I know. Now that's why now when I speak to people, I make sure I say this is not a solicitation for an investment, because I have all these ideas, but I tell everybody it's for entertainment purposes only. It's not a solicitation for an investment, because before you could solicit investment ideas, you got to be registered with the SEC. All legal paperwork has to be filed. I didn't know that back then. I was a young kid. So nothing came of it. I flew down, I met with the SEC in Pennsylvania, and we worked it all out. You know what I think it was? I think they thought I raised, like, they thought I was like some kind of big shot. Like, they thought I raised like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars. And the truth is, I just told them, I said, look, we didn't raise any money from outside investors. This was just my family, my friends, and the guy from Florida. He didn't even put up any money. He was going to put up 50 million, but then he winded up walking away from the deal, and that was it. He just didn't want to do it. And once he was out, it was done. But you're not understanding something. 24 stockbound. Do you understand that I've lived my whole life? Listen to me. Where have you lived a life like this? Listen to me. Even when I was working my sales jobs, like, let me give you an example. When I was working in like City Search, IAC, when I was working for them, what my job, I had to sell restaurants and I had to sell hotels and stuff like that. Do you know what I did all day? You want to hear what my job was? I would go to restaurants. I would eat for free because they know I was going to give them good, reviews. I'm drinking, I'm eating, I'm relaxing. My manager used to call me up, Richie, what are you doing? I said, what am I doing? I'm having a porterhouse steak. I thought that's what I'm doing. I'm drinking, I'm drinking a Stella. She's like, what? This was my job. This is how I worked. This is what I did. Okay. I never worked hard in my life. You understand? My whole life, I've been eating at restaurants. I've been partying. I make my own schedule. I never answer to no one, even when I had jobs. Okay. I used like people who are my friends, right? Used to be like working jobs, and they would call me up, Richie, what are you doing? I said, I'm in my hot tub. I'm watching Scarface. So you have to understand something. What's up, CC? You have to understand the guy has a mind of his heaven. No, it's not that I have a mind of it. I'm a fucking million. Listen to me. 24 stockbound. Listen to me. You are probably still working a job. Listen, don't take this the wrong way. You're probably still working a job, making very, very little money. You know the truth, okay? I am a fucking millionaire. Do you understand? And it's only going to get better for me. It's not going to get worse for me. It's going to get better for me. I'm on my way for greatness, okay? And it's like, I just don't understand why you're so critical of me. Are you in my position? Like, do you have access to like a net worth of $2 million? Like, I mean, who the fuck are you to criticize me? Who the fuck are you to tell me what I can do and what I can't do? You know what I notice mostly about people in life? It's the people who tell you you can't do something are the ones who have nothing. They're just complete losers. They have no money. They have nothing. They're just wastes. Those are the people who tell you you can't. And it's the people who tell you go for it. those are normally the successful people. Those are normally, those are normally the people that have obviously a very successful life because they know what it takes to succeed. Perseverance. You gotta have that determination, repetition each and every day. That's what it takes to succeed. But you get all these naysayers, you get all these haters. They're like, you can't do it. It's not possible. You can't do it. You know how many times I heard that you can't do it? I got another story for you. Okay. Now, again, I understand I didn't succeed with this. I understand I didn't succeed. Okay. I wake up one day, right? You understand that I've always loved Donald Trump my whole life. And I've read all of his books. And I don't know, something snapped in my head one day. Something snapped in my head. I said, I could buy a skyscraper. I'm going to buy a fucking skyscraper. I'm going to just do it. I'm going to figure out a way to buy a skyscraper. Now, I see none of you probably would have the balls to do what I did. None of you. Not one single person on this live stream would have the balls to do what I did. So, what I did, I contacted the real estate agency who was handling 40 Wall Street. It was a skyscraper that Donald Trump owned. 40, it's called the Trump Building in Wall Street, 40 Wall Street. And at the time, he was thinking about selling it, okay? So I called up. I said, I'm interested. They say, who are you? I'm Richie Lavoie. Okay, they're like, I never heard of you. I'm like, well, you're going to hear about my money, I said, because I want to make an offer for $400 million to buy 40 Wall Street. So they were like, do you have proof of funds? Like, you know what I mean? So here's what I did. I called up this organization called Triumph Financing. Now they were a subsidiary of Gerber, like the baby company Gerber. Okay, they were very good friends with Donald Trump. Okay, Gerber, Triumph Financing. They said we would love to be a part of this deal. They said, can you come up with $100 million? Now, obviously, I was bullshitting them. I was like, yeah, I can come up with $100 million. So they said, we're going to give you a letter of intent. I swear to you on God, on Jesus, listen to me that this is all true. Triumph Financing sent me a letter of intent for $300 million loan. They said, your credit is good enough. I had decent credit because it was all about coming up with the equity. It was all about coming up with $100 million. So I said, if you come up with $100 million just based on your credit and based on the building itself, had equity, had all this stuff, they said, we're going to lend you $300 million. I faxed this over to Scott Butera, who was, in charge of this deal at the Trump organization. I never forget his name, Scott Butera. I faxed this over to him. He shows this to Donald Trump. Donald Trump was serious. Now he's like, this guy seems like he's for real. He goes, tell him I need a reference. Okay. Now I can't mention the person's name without their consent. A very good friend of mine was a very, very prestigious New York City broker. Very, very prestigious. And he brought me to the offices, okay, of someone who was one of New York City, not Donald Trump, but one of New York City's largest real estate developers. Like he was good personal friends with him. I would love to mention his name, but I can't because I don't get consent. And God forbid I say this and then he gets upset at me. So anyway, I go up to the office of this big, huge, multi-billionaire real estate. Guy loves me. Guy loves me. He's like, you got what it takes. You got the right personality, you got the right attitude. He goes, what do you need me to do? Because he was friends with my good friend. I said, I need you to right now get on the phone, call up Donald Trump. Call up Donald Trump, and I want you to vouch for me. I want you to say Richie Lavoie is the real deal. He goes, no problem. Okay. Picks up the phone right in front of me, calls the Trump organization. Donald Trump's on the phone. He goes, listen to me. You know that offer you got from Richie Lavoie? He goes, yeah, I'm looking at it right now. I have a letter of $300 million intent from the GERB, from Triumph Financing. He goes, yeah, I want to give you I'm vouching for Richie Lavoie. He's the real. He goes, you're vouching for him? He goes, yeah. He goes, the deal's done. The deal's done. Okay. So let me tell you what happened. Donald Trump wrote about me, listen to me, in his book. If you look at his book, okay, what was it? How to Get Rich. That was the name of the book. How to Get Rich. He talks about how there was an offer that was accepted on 40 Wall Street for $400 million. That offer was from me. Donald Trump was referring to me. Now, you know, it was amazing. They made me tour the whole building. And I had they gave me this big book. I wish I still had it. I gotta find it somewhere. Of all of the information on 40 Wall Street, everything. You know, the blueprint, everything. Now, the last step of this project was I had to come up with $100 million. And that's what it didn't work out. I couldn't come up with the 100 million. I tried. I was calling everybody. I couldn't do it. So long story short, I had a contingency to get out of the deal. That if I couldn't raise $100 million, but the point is that look, I know all of you are laughing at me, but I tried. You know something like, did you ever just try something that was almost impossible? Like I understand that you're like you're crazy, you're a psycho, you're a nut job, but you know what? It always worked out good for me because all of that time, people treated me like a king. I was on G3 corporate jets. I had suites at the Ritz Carlton. I was having $500 dinners, Dom Perignon, football field backyard houses. Why it sounded like lightning? I just heard. Okay, let me hear. You did good, CC. Thank you. God bless you. Look, I'm admitting the truth to you, though. I'm admitting the truth to you that I didn't accomplish it. I didn't accomplish it. I did not buy 40 Wall Street. But the thing is, I tried. You understand? And I came very, very close. And all you hate is you always abuse me on this, but it's like, could you do it? Could you even come close? Okay? Like that guy said, the great, he calls me the almost father. But look, I am not a guy who comes from the Vanderbilt family. I'm not a guy who comes from the Rockefeller family. I wasn't born into a rich family. See, all of these people who do, you have to understand that most of these people had three generations of wealth. You understand? Like the Trump family. The Trump family's three generations. There was his father, Fred Trump, and then his father. Okay. And same thing with the Rockefellers, same thing with the Vanderbilts. It's generations and generations and generations of wealth. So same thing with the Hiltons, you know, same thing before Barron, there was Conrad. Okay. It's generations and generations of wealth. So I didn't come into a family that had all of this. My family was just the regular working Joe. My father was just a fire dispatcher. My mother was a bathroom attendant in high school. So you understand, it's like I'm doing all of this myself. So the way I see it is the only way I could truly make it in life is I got to become a successful YouTuber. I got to become like the biggest YouTuber. I got to become huge. And then I might be able to start doing these things myself. That's where my plan is right now. See, what's good about me, I have a little bit of an advantage than most YouTubers have. I have enough money coming in right now where I don't depend on YouTube for money. Do you understand? So because I don't depend on YouTube for money, I could literally spend my whole day on YouTube. I can make video after video after video like a machine, like a machine. See, that's the thing. A lot of other people, they can't do that because they have other obligations. They got to work a job. They got to support, they got to support their family. They don't have the time that they can spend all effing day on YouTube like me. I could spend all day. So I have a little bit of an edge, okay? I come from the Bellevue family. I can't wait to make it, brother. I can't wait. I can't wait to make it. I'm gonna come back. It's all right. Keep abusing me. Keep all you, Antonio Miranda, 24 stock bounds. Let me tell you a story about Mr. Beast. Go look back. He made a video when he first started off. Okay. And he said something like, I'm going to become this big, huge, successful YouTuber. And when he first started out, I remember I was looking at him. He had nothing. He had very little subscribers. He had no views. He was in his like room or something. He was like a little kid, like, and I remember everybody in the comments section was laughing at him. I was reading it because he posted his video like 5 or 10 years later. Okay. And people, just like you're laughing at me, they were laughing at him. Okay, there was a time, believe it or not, where Mr. Beast had even less subscribers than I have. He had less subscribers. He had little views. He had nothing. Okay, so just remember that. But Mr. Beast didn't always make one video and get 100 million views. See, Antonio, this is what you don't. You know what I don't understand. You know what I don't understand about you people. Thank you, Scott Jones. I love you, brother. You it's very true what people say. I was watching this interview on Dana White, the owner of the UFC, right? And you know what he says? People look at me today, right? And he says they only see the success. This is what he said. They only see the success. That's it. They don't know how many times I came close to bankruptcy, losing the UFC, fucking giving up, he said. We were on the balls. Look this up if you don't believe me. We were on the balls of our ass. Okay. And it's the same thing with Elon Musk. Look at Elon Musk. When Elon Musk, he was one of the founders of PayPal. Okay. When he sold PayPal, his cut was $180 million. Now, most people, if they got $180 million, what would they do? They would retire, right? They would stop working. They're done. They're relaxed. Not Elon. He put all of his money into SpaceX and into Tesla. Now, at the time, you have to understand. See, now we look at Elon like he's a friggin' hero. We look at him like he's the smartest man in the world. He's the richest man in the world. But at that particular time when he did this, people thought Elon Musk was the most insane, psychotic lunatic on earth. Who puts like $100 million or whatever he put into a friggin' a rocket company? He sounded. It was like that movie. Ever see that movie, the astronaut farmer? That's how he sounded like Elon Musk. It's like he's competing against NASA. It's like, they're like, who the F is going to give you money, you mother effer? They thought Elon Musk was insane. Okay. And even with Tesla, like electric vehicles, they're like, what the F is this shit? Okay. So it turned out he made the right decision. But I want you to know he spent all of his money and was broke. Do you know this at one time? Do you know that Elon Musk was broke? That he couldn't afford food? I want you to think about this for a second. He put all of his money in SpaceX, all of his money in Tesla, to the point where he could not pay rent. He had to ask his friends for loans, for handouts. So now, all of you people that are on my live stream right now would probably at that point had made fun of Elon Musk, right? You would have probably called him a loser. You would have said you're a beggar. You use these terms a lot. You would say you're a beggar, you're a loser, you're asking friends for money, you're a waste, you're a disgrace. Okay, well, it turns out that now Elon Musk is the world's richest man. I think he's worth now $240 billion. Okay. You guys got to stop with underestimating people. You have to stop it. Okay. Because I could give you story after story after story after story. Okay. Of people who defied the odds. What are you talking about? Donald Trump loves McDonald's and fast food. All Donald Trump does is lie in bed. And a matter of fact, I was watching this episode on, I think it was Jimmy Kimmel. And when Donald Trump was in the White House, right, he would go into, the main bedroom, the president's bedroom. And he spent a lot of time eating McDonald's in bed. I just want you to know that, okay, Antonio Barada. He's crazy, this guy. You see, let me explain to you something you don't understand, Antonio Miranda. Do you want to know what's great about being a YouTuber and why I love it so much, even though I'm not a success yet? I admit to you, I'm not a successful YouTuber yet. Okay. But what I love about YouTube is that no matter what you're doing, like if you're lying in bed, you can make a YouTube video. If I'm jumping in my pool, I can make a YouTube video. If I'm in my hot tub, I can make a YouTube video. If I'm at a restaurant, I can make a YouTube video. If I'm on vacation, I can make a YouTube video. Anything. You understand? It doesn't make a difference. Anywhere I am, I could be in an ice cream friggin' parlor. I could be getting pizza. I effing love it. What other job could you do that? I think about this. What other job could you lie down in bed and actually work? Like this is work. I know you don't look at it this way because like in your mind, you're looking at me, you see a pillow, you see I'm lying down. So obviously it doesn't seem like work to you, but it is work. This is work, what I'm doing. You follow me? And it's no different if I'm in a restaurant and I'm eating. It's no different. Like I was in the bar yesterday. I was drinking a freaking margarita. I was drinking a Yingling. That's work. That's the job I have. You want to hear the job? The job I have is I could go jump in my pool. It's work. I could go in my hot tub, make a video drinking a Miller Lite. It's work. I could be at a restaurant drinking a Yingling, margarita, doing a shot of Jameson. It's work. My meet and greet, by the way, which is the last Saturday in July. If you don't know, Apefather is having a meet and greet. It is July 29th. It's the last Saturday in July, 8 p.m. Okay, we're meeting at Carmine's Italian restaurant, 8 p.m. Eastern Time at the Tropicana Hotel Casino. Now, everyone who comes is going to pay their own way. Like, let me give you an example. Let's say there's 10 people there. You understand? And I decide I want to order a bottle of Dom Perignon. Let's say Dom Perignon is $300. I'm just giving you an example. Each one of us would give $30 towards that. I just want you to understand how it works. Let's also say we said, you know what? I want to order Johnny Walker Blue. I want to order a bottle of that. Let's say it's $400. So there's 10 people there. Each one of us would pay $40. Now let's say the dinner portion is $300. Okay. Each one of us would give $30. So do you see how it's going to work? Okay. So the point of this meet and greet is that I want all of us to live like royalty, like kings and queens for the ladies. And I do want to film it. So in essence, are you ready? It's actually work. So as I'm drinking Johnny Walker Blue, Antonio Miranda, as I'm drinking Dom Perignon, right? As I'm eating a porterhouse steak, as I'm eating ragu pasta with meatballs, sausage, and brajol, I'm filming it. You understand? That's what's so great about YouTube is that I could do this. It's edited away. I'm getting views. I'm making money. It's a beautiful thing. Okay. Hey, Father, what are your views and opinion on John Wick snipping no longer live streaming because he was losing too much money? The truth, do you really want me to tell you the truth to how I feel about John Wick snipping? And I hate to say it, but I'm going to tell you the truth. I think that John Wick snipping, and this is just what I was told from people. I'll say it's alleged because I can't prove it, but people told me he had a tremendous gambling problem. Okay, people told me like that he lost his ass with poker. I don't know what he was playing. I don't know, Texas Holding. And I think he lost a lot of money gambling. Now, what I think that was what he was hoping for was that he would make back some money in the stock market. But literally, I know he listened to some of those Teddy Zane picks, those China, Hong Kong picks. I think he lost his ass, his balls, his underwears. I know he lost with MMTLP. There was another one? Remember, he said it was my last play. I can't remember there was which stock it was, but there was this other stock that tanked. So I just think that he had a run of bad luck. That's what I think. Now again, I'll say it's alleged. I always have to say alleged, okay? Because I know that he'll like friggin' see this video, he'll get pissed off, but people have told me, okay, it's just that's the truth. I'm not saying to you it's coming from my mouth, People in the community have told me that John Wick Snippin, they told me some crazy shit about this guy. They told me that the house he's currently living in, check this out, right? This is like some weird shit. Now, get out. I'm just going to say it's alleged, but this is what people have told me. He has this house in Florida that there was this old guy, a senior citizen that lived there. Now, apparently, John Wick Snippet, I think, was the caretaker. So this was not like his relative. It's not like this was someone he was close to, like a relative. I think he was the caretaker of this guy. So I think what happened was the guy died, and I think it's possible that he left him the house. I think that something like that happened. So John Wick Snippet never actually purchased the house. Again, I'll say it's all alleged because this is just what people told me. So he apparently inherited this house from this guy who was a caretaker. So he didn't buy his own house. And I think he has a severe gambling problem. And I think he lost his ass on all his stocks. And I think he started getting very desperate on YouTube. He started doing some crazy shit. Like I saw a video he put out, which was an ugly woman before the AMC Boaz, and then she turned beautiful after the AMC Boaz. Now he got like it was like something 7 million views. It was like insane. It was like insane. He jumped up thousands and thousands and thousands of subscribers, and I was impressed. I actually made a video saying, John Wick Snippet, bro, you outproduced me. He did. He passed me. I said, You're the man. I told him, you are the friggin' Mac Daddy. But then what happened was, I think YouTube, again, I would say it's alleged because I don't know exactly what went down, but something happened where his channel, like, I don't know, either he wasn't making money off YouTube for like a month or something because he got penalized over this video over a copyright issue or something in the lines of that, like he couldn't make money, he wasn't monetized for a period of time. So that's my whole opinion on John Wick Snippet. Well, listen, Chris, I'm trying my best, brother. I am making a lot of videos on MBOT, on NGL, and I think that eventually, that the more I talk about it, I'm surprised that Lou, you, you know what it is with Lou? If I mention a stock, like I think just out of principle, Lou won't talk about it. That's just the thing we have. You know what I mean? He won't mention it. So I don't know if Lou will ever. Maybe he will. Maybe he will. I don't know. But I think that Lou, when he sees me talk about things, he's like, I'm not going to talk about it. But we'll see what happens. Can I ask you a serious question? Yeah, sure. What's up, Antonio? What's for lunch? I took 10 shits with those friggin' 22 burgers that I ate. I got to be honest, I might tame it down today. I don't know what I'm going to eat, man. My stomach is messed up. I had 22 patties, Big Mac patties. Again, I do it because I'm a psycho, but I took like 10 shits. Oh, man. What's the serious question, Antonio Miranda? You're welcome, Moonbots. Thank you, brother. Will you be upset if your followers do not show up? I already answered this question, man. I already answered this question. So far, I have a guarantee of John Nito. I have a guarantee. Look, you know how I had the one person at the protest? I have a guarantee. He told me it's 100% that he's coming. Now, Zadie Savage, I don't, a lot of times I don't know if it's the real Zadie Savage that comes on my live streams because sometimes Zadie Savage, the guy who comes on my live streams, is a real ball breaker. So I don't know if that's a bot. I don't know if that's an alt account or if that's really Zadie Savage. But Zadie Savage said he was coming. The thing is, I'm not 100% sure with Zadie. He lives in Canada. Um, him and his brother, they live in Canada. I don't know if they're gonna come. I'm not sure. I don't have 100% confidence. I like to say that I do have confidence, but I don't. So I do have confidence that John Nito would come. Look, at the worst case scenario, if there's me and just one guy or just me alone, you have to understand, Antonio, that why this is different. Listen to me. This is not a protest, okay? This is not something we're doing because we want to fight corruption or something like that. This is just called having a good time. That's the purpose of this meet and greet. The purpose of this meet and greet is to have a good time. So, in other words, as long as someone who's there, whether it's just me or it's just me and John Nito, if we have a good time, then the meet and greet is a success. Do you understand what I'm trying to say to you? It's a success. That's it. If me and John Nito are drinking Johnny Walker Blue, we're eating porterhouse steaks, we're eating friggin' lasagna, we were manigot, mozzarella with the tomatoes and the roasted peppers, it's a success. It, the number of people who attend is not really what's important. The number of people who attend is not what's important. It's the only thing that's important is that the people who do attend have an amazing time with food, drinks, and entertainment. That's it. So, like, let me put it to this way. Let me give you an analogy so you can understand it. Okay. Let's say I was there, the Apefather, right, at the meet and greet, and let's say there was 100 people there. Right, Antonio? Follow me with this. 100 people showed up. I still drank the same amount of Johnny Walker Blue. I still drank the same amount of Dom Perignon. I still ate the same amount of porterhouse steaks and lasagna and manigot and all that stuff that I would have ate if it's just 2 people that showed up. Are you following me? I'm trying to give you an analogy. So in other words, what difference does it make to me? I'm asking you now a question. What difference does it make to me if 1,000 people show up, 500 people show up? There's only so much steak I could eat. There's so much Dom Perignon I could drink. There's only so much Johnny Walker I could drink. So it doesn't make a difference how many people show up. I'm still going to have a blast. I'm still going to have a great time. You got me? What's up, Ronald? How you doing? What's up, Jimmy? Yeah, I'm going to keep making MBOT videos and NGL videos all the time. I'm going to keep doing it. I'll throw it on Twitter too. I can only do my part, brother. Listen, I used to say this from the beginning. We could only all do our parts. That's it. You know what I mean? We can't do anything else. We could just do what's in our power. You know what I mean? Hopefully, eventually, enough people will catch on and MBOT will take off and NGL will take off. But again, I want to repeat to you, I'm not a financial planner. Just want to say this. I don't give financial advice. Don't take anything I'm saying on videos or live stream as financial advice. It is not. I'm not a financial planner. I'm an entertainer. Gabby, okay, great. It's not going to be disappointing if Daniel Sam doesn't come. It's not. Again, I repeat to you, Antonio. Let me give you an analogy. Okay. Let's say you wanted to go out one night, and meet a girl. Just listen to me. Hear me out. And the goal was you wanted to get laid. You wanted to get some action. You understand? You wanted to make it with a beautiful girl. So in other words, that was your goal of the night. Your goal of the night was I want to go out to a bar, meet a girl, one night stand, take her home. You know what I mean? Boom, boom, boom. Let's go back to my room so we could do it all night and I can make you feel right. Oh, so that's your goal. Does it really make a difference to you if you're with 100 of your friends? Or does it make a difference to you if you're with only one friend? What's the difference? Can you please explain this to me like I'm a 6-year-old? If the end goal is for you to meet a girl, listen to me, take her back to her apartment or your apartment, have a one night stand, have a great night, tremendous sex. Okay. What is the difference if you're in the bar and let's say there's 1,000 friends with you, why is that important? Like, explain it to me. Why is it important if there's 1,000 people there? Why is it important if there's 100 of your friends there? Or why is it important if there's only one of your friends there? Because the only thing you care about, I'm trying to give you an analogy, is meeting that girl, taking her home, and having sex, right? And having a great time. So it's the same concept with the meet and the greet. My end goal, okay, listen to me. My end goal is to eat a lot of food, drink tremendous alcohol, and have a fun time. What fucking difference does it make if there's 1,000 people there, right? 100 people there, one person there? What's the difference? As long as I'm eating good, as long as I'm drinking, as long as I'm getting tremendous fun and tremendous entertainment, you know what I mean? That's it. That's a success. That's a successful night. It's your loss. It's look. The way I see it, I'm having fun, motherfuckers. Like, see, the way I see it is, the way I see it is this: by you not coming to my meet and greet, you're not stopping me from having fun. You're not stopping me from drinking Johnny Walker Blue. You're not stopping me from drinking Dom Perignon. You're not stopping me if I want to gamble. You're not stopping me if I go to a strip club, if I get a lap dance. You're not stopping me. By you not coming, you're not stopping me from having fun. Okay? So think about it. Who exactly is the one who's winning and who's losing? I think the people who are not coming to the meet and greet are the losers. You're the losers because you're missing out on a fun night. You're missing out on a night where we could go crazy like John Belushi and like Animal House. We could go nuts. We could have a great fucking night. So who's the losers? So see, I know how you're going to try to twist it, the haters. You're going to try to twist it if not a lot of people show up. You're going to say I'm the loser. But how the fuck am I the loser if I'm drinking Johnny Walker Blue, Dom Perignon, eating porterhouse steaks, having a beautiful girl give me a lap dance? Just don't tell my wife. Shh, that's right. She knows it's all entertainment. But I'm just trying to say that, how am I the loser? How am I? But I know that's how you're going to twist it. Scott Jones is the best. Scott, I wish you could come. Are you in the Jersey area? Are you in the surrounding area? I wish you could come to the meet and greet, man. You're a great guy. It's July 29th, last Saturday in July, 8 p.m. We're meeting at Carmine's. We're meeting at the Tropicana Hotel Casino in Atlantic City. You could come down too, Paul. Come down, Paul. I wish. Well, that means you're probably somewhere far away. I understand. It's okay. I have a feeling, if you want me to tell you the truth, that not a lot of people are going to show up. I mean, do you want me? I got you, brother. If you want me to be honest with all of you, I don't think a lot of people are going to show up. And it could be for a variety of reasons. It could be because they live far away. It could be because they're fucking broke. Like, see, in the case of Dale, Fat Boy Dale, Triple Chin Dale, Blubber Dale, he lives by Atlantic City. It's just that he has no money. So in his particular case, like I told Dale, but you know what's funny about Dale? If he would just come, I'd probably hook him up. I would probably. I feel bad for the guy. He probably would have $5 in his pocket. The only thing he's going to be able to buy is a used hot dog. They have it in the basement of the Tropicana. They sell these like hot dogs. They're on the friggin' grill for like 2 or 3 days. You can get it for about $5. You got to stop the lies. What am I lying about, Antonio? I have never lied. You keep saying that I lie. I never lie. Never. What do I don't know how I keep going through like every single thing that you accuse me of lying of. I keep going over it, and it's like I keep winning. I keep winning every single case, but yet you keep calling me a liar. Where's Teddy Time? Yeah, Teddy Time. He makes videos that doesn't make any sense. Like I don't. I try to understand his videos. He's a very low IQ, unfortunately, guy, and I don't understand a lot of his videos. Like I just like he'll make a video like you know like literally this was the video he made. You want to hear it? I had a long time ago. This was back in 2021. I have a lot more shares now, but back in 2021, I had like 3,500 shares of AMC. So I blatantly told the community. I sold 500 shares. Like I told everybody, I said I had to do it. It was for my wife. It was for a certain treatment that was not covered through insurance. So Teddy Time makes this video showing that 1 minute I have 3,500 shares, right? And then he shows like the next portion of the video, I have 3,000 shares. And he's like, he's a liar. Eat for the lie. Eat for the lie. And I'm like, but what did I lie about? I was upfront and transparent and open that I sold 500 shares. It's like, what's the point of the video? The guy's a psychopath. Fucking too much dirt in his sandwich. Everything that Teddy Time eats has dirt in it, and I think it's messing up his brain. Thank you, Ronald. I love you, brother. You're the best too, Scott Jones. I wish Lou would. It would be great to see the two. I told. Do you know how many times I offered Lou to come hang out? See, you know what the problem is with Lou is that he doesn't understand that a lot of the stuff that I do is for entertainment purposes only with him. But there is things that are serious. Okay, look, I'm gonna tell you all the truth. I'm gonna tell you all the truth. Like most of the time when I break people's balls, like a perfect example, strongman personal finance, Chris, $17 chicken wing finance. In the case of Chris, I'm breaking his balls in just a fun, friendly way, kind of like an Adam Sandler way. In other words, I got no beef with Chris. It's just all fun. It's all fun and games. It really is all fun and games. In the case of Lou, there is some animosity. There is some animosity. There is some anger. I'm not going to lie to you. There is. Because the thing I don't like about Lou is that, see, now you want to talk about lies, right? Okay. He's the king of lies. Like, you ever hear that song by Sting? There's a little black spot on the sun today. Mm, 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 mm. It's the same old thing as yesterday. You know what I mean? King of pain. Lou is the king of lies. And that's the part of Lou I hate. I hate everything about it. I don't want to keep repeating it. Secret connections. He's on the phone with Gary Gensler. He knows Melania Trump. Corrupt banks offering him more money than he's going to get into Boaz. He's on the phone with hedge funds. He's on the phone with traders. Remember that time when he went to J.P. Morgan and he came out with a business card? He said that he was organizing a deal with J.P. Morgan. I don't know if you remember that. Lou just literally walked into a bank like any one of us could do and just speak to one of their investment advisors. Like when you walk into a Chase and you're like, I want to open up an account. Blah, blah. The guy's going to give you his business card. So see, that's the thing about Lou I don't like. Lou is, because he's a selfish pig, he's a haza. You know what a haza is? Okay, it's a friggin' pig that doesn't fly straight. Lou is a haza. See, the thing I don't like about Lou is that he's always interested in making money for himself. He doesn't care if other people lose money. He doesn't give a shit. So he'll say AMC's wrapping up, Bed Bath & Beyond is everything's wrapping up. Everything is on its way to Pluto. And the thing is that he doesn't even have a disclaimer. At least have a disclaimer. He doesn't even have a disclaimer. So bottom line, Lou is interested in only one person, Lou. He wants to make money. He doesn't care. Like, he doesn't give a shit. And then he actually makes fun of people who lose money. That's That's what really irritates me about Lou. You know what really gets me angry with Lou? It's one thing, like, Lou, I'll give you an example. Let me give you an example. He'll say something like this. He'll say GTII is going to $100 a share. It's going to have a two-tier squeeze. After 100, it's going to go to $300 a share. Lou will say this to you. He'll make claims like, I'm going to grow my beard down past my balls, past my ass, until GTII hits 100, right? Now, GTII plummets to the bottom of the ocean, right? Luca Brasi style, swimming with the fishes, right? It plummets to the bottom of the ocean. You would think Lou would apologize, right? Wouldn't you think Lou would say, look, I just want to take this time out to apologize to everyone. I was wrong. I'm sorry. He laughs at you. He says, I can't believe you dumbasses didn't sell GTII at $10 a share. You dumb motherfuckers. This is what Lou will say. You're dumb. I made a fucking fortune, Lou will say. I made millions. Fucking millions, he says. And you dumb mother effers are thinking this thing is going to go to 100? But he's the one. He's the one who's saying this. Like what he said with Clove. Clove's going to 500 a share. And then people lost money. You dumb motherfuckers. You dumb mother. This is what he does. And he's even doing the same thing with AMC. He even does it. He tells people, you dumb motherfuckers. You didn't sell AMC at fucking $72 a share. You stupid mother effers. It's like when Lou is telling everybody that the true price of AMC in the dark pools is $4,000 a share, $5,000 a share, $10,000 a share. He's saying his secret connections. Remember, when AMC was around $40, he said it was going to shoot down to 30, and then it was going to immediately start the managed event. Who remembers that? Where AMC was going to go to 500 a share, 1,000 a share, all this shit. Who remembers Lou? Elon Musk, for tax purposes, had to sell Tesla. He said that was going to cause a major market, chaos. Okay, where the hedge funds were gonna go, crazy on their long positions. It was gonna trigger the short squeeze for AMC. Who remembers that? It was gonna trigger the short squeeze of AMC. Who remembers Lou saying this? Evergrande. Evergrande. The default of Evergrande is gonna start the AMC MOAS. I could go on and on. Tensions between Russia and Ukraine, he said, is going to start the AMC MOAS. March 3rd is going to start the AMC MOAS. But the thing about Lou that I hate the most, right, is that he doesn't apologize. He actually belittles you. He belittles you and says you're all dumb that you didn't sell when he's the one telling you GTII is going to 100, it's going to 300. And then Lou recently made a video. Did you see that recent video that Lou made? It's not realistic. People who thought GTII going to $100 a share, they're just delusional. That's not realistic. But Lou, you're the one who's saying it. You're the one telling people this. And supposedly, he's the one who has all this Wall Street experience. You remember all the stories he said? Oh, I got 20 years of Wall Street experience. I know everybody, all the top traders. I got connections, Hong Kong, Wall Street, everywhere, London. This is the same guy who went from a $14 Vente Starbucks coffee to a $1 Bodega coffee. Lou can no longer afford Starbucks. I'm the only person who pointed this out. Lou can no longer afford Starbucks coffee. He only drinks the $1 coffee. That's it, the Bodega coffee. So anyway, that's the bottom line. But John, listen. John, this is what you're not understanding. I don't know how many times I have to say this to you. I had a disclaimer. And John, at no time did I ever tell anyone I was a financial expert. Do you understand the difference between me and Lou? Lou comes across like he is a Wall Street genius, a guru. He comes across like he has 20 years, 30 years of Wall Street experience. He has insider information. He knows all the hedge funds, all the top traders. See, you're trying to make a comparison to me and Lou because I was also a cheerleader for AMC. But John, at what time did you ever hear me say that I had Wall Street experience or that like I'm smart and I know what I'm doing. John, I put on fur coats, listen to me, and I jump in the pool with a fur coat on. I'm on my throne making videos while I'm taking an elephant-sized shit. John, I would love to see a judge. This is what I would love to see. I would love to see a judge consider me a financial planner. Bro, I act like a lunatic. I put a wig on. I put a wig on. I start singing that song by Carrie Underwood. You understand? That every time he cheats song, I sing George Michael, Careless Whisper. Uh, I got a fur coat on while I'm doing this. I put a Hooters outfit on. Okay, so I understand what you're trying to say. I'm a cheerleader for AMC. I said AMC's going to $500,000 a share. I get it. But I also, okay, went to a hair salon where they shaved all the hair off my chest and my back and put AMC to Pluto on my chest and my back. I mean, I'm a psychopath. I mean, this guy doesn't understand. It's like, how could you compare me to Lou? Lou is acting like he knows everything. Lou's acting like he's got insider connections, Wall Street connections, Wall Street experience. When it all turns out, we know the truth about Lou now. The truth is that he told the judge that he has no Wall Street experience. I don't know if any of you know this. He was running some kind of a web design company that was connected to that friggin' fraud he did with the senior citizens, where he stole $73,000. The judge asked him to pay back the restitution. Lou did pay it back, okay, with our money, with the money he made. While all of us are down, I don't know, I'm down. I don't know if you're down on AMC. I'm down a tremendous amount of money on AMC. While all of us are losing money on AMC, Lou made a tremendous amount of ad revenue. He made like $250,000 in YouTube ad revenue, and we paid his friggin' crime. In other words, Lou did the crime, we did the time. We paid for his crime of the $73,000 restitution, okay? These are the facts. But Antonio, again, how many times do I have to repeat this? Antonio, Antonio, let me ask you a question. Let me give you an analogy. Are you ready, Antonio? If there was a guy on the street, listen to me, let's say you were walking down Wall Street and there was a guy in the street in a Hooters outfit, right? And listen to me, right? And he had his hairy balls hanging out. He stunk like shit. He was slamming a friggin' hot dog down his throat. There was mustard and ketchup all over his face, right? Okay. He was acting like a monkey with his balls hanging out, hair coming out of his ass, hair on his balls. He was ripping some of the hair off his ass and he was eating it, Antonio. He was eating the ass hair. You understand? Okay. And he was coming to you and saying, "Don't sell. Buy AMC." Now, I want you to be honest with me. Would you take that guy seriously? Would you go home that day and say, "Honey, you speak to your girlfriend or your wife. This guy just, told me about this stock AMC, and granted, he was half naked. He had a Hooters outfit on. He was ripping ass hairs out of his ass, eating the ass hairs. He was shoving hot dogs in his mouth, and he had the pubic hairs and the ass hairs on the hot dog, and he was eating it." But I'm going to take this guy seriously. I believe, in my opinion, that this guy is a financial planner. Is that what you're telling me, Antonio? Listen to me, Antonio, I'm not going to argue with you. There is no judge in America, listen to me. There is no judge in the world that will consider me a financial planner. I don't care what you say. I don't care what any haters. It's impossible. I'll just show the guy one video and the judge will say, "That's it. You're not a financial planner." But the thing you don't understand is that I do have disclaimers. And by the way, listen to me. Disclaimers don't always have to be verbal. They don't have to be verbal. They can be written. In other words, a lot of times when people make videos, right, they don't actually say it. They don't say, "I'm not a financial planner." This video's for entertainment purposes only. It's in the fine print in the description of the video. Every video has that disclaimer. And like I said, if I don't have it written, which I always have it written, I say it. And if I don't say it, it's in the written part of the video. So you're defending Ken Griffin now? Listen, Antonio, listen to me. These are the facts about Ken Griffin, okay? This is not slander. Ken Griffin runs a monopoly. This shouldn't be allowed. And if it is legal, shame on Gary Gensler. Shame on everyone connected into the financial industry. This mother effer should not be a market maker and at the same time be a friggin' short seller. It is a friggin' conflict of interest. He's making money payment for order flows, Robinhood, TD Ameritrade, all of them, Charles Schwab, E Trade, Robinhood, Webull. He makes money every time people buy, every time people sell. He controls the market. You understand? He controls all the buy orders. They go into the dark friggin' pools. It's like he controls everything. It's friggin' not. It's not fair. It's not fair. There is too much. And Gary Gensler even admitted it himself. He's like, I'm looking into the dark pools. I'm looking into payment for order flow. He knows it, Gary Gensler, but God only knows he's probably on the fucking payroll. Okay, again, I'll say it's alleged. But there's just something very wrong that Gary Gensler and the Department of Justice doesn't investigate Citadel. Remember that whole thing with the Department of Justice? They said every corporation and individual connected to Melvin, we're going to investigate. What happened to that? What happened to that? Citadel invested $2 billion into Melvin, of which they got back. But what happened to the Department of Justice saying we're going to investigate everyone who was connected to Melvin? How do you explain that Ken Griffin always does political contributions? Okay, remember with Kelly Loeffler, her husband was the chairman of the New York Stock Exchange. How do you explain all of this? Now he's in Florida. He's contributed to Ron DeSantis. He's kissing Ron DeSantis' ass. How do you explain all of this? How do you explain Janet Yellen that he's paying her $250,000, $300,000 for speaking engagements at Citadel? Antonio, sometimes you really don't make sense, brother. Antonio, if you don't think there's corruption in the stock market, you are the dumbest mother effer who has ever lived. Let me repeat that. If you do not believe there is corruption in the stock market, you are not just, listen to me, I'm talking about the entire world. I'm not talking about America. You are the dumbest motherfucker that has ever lived on planet fucking Earth. A fucking orangutan has more intelligence than you. A fucking pigeon has more intelligence than you. Okay, is that clear enough for you, brother? If you think the stock market is fair, this guy's crazy. This guy's crazy. What are you gonna do? You're nuts, bro. You're just nuts. Look, I gotta end this live stream because I'm getting a little agitated. Anyway, I'll be back later. I'll be doing some more. V for victory. God bless all of you. Everything I said in this video is not financial advice. I am not a financial planner. Everything I said in this video is for entertainment purposes only. You see, Antonio? Disclaimer. V for victory. God bless all of you. The Apefather loves you. Wow!